Hello, crafty friends. It's Jessica here, and welcome back to Jessie Kate Creates. Today's video is a project share where I'm going to be sharing with you 3 different cards I made. And what's kind of fun about this is that for the cards, each one is kind of like a stepped up version of the previous card. That was not my intention when I was making these cards, but it just kind of happened to work out that way, and I thought it would be fun to share with all of you. Now, before we jump into the cards, I do want to start by saying I will be using the Spellbinders Martini Mood Press Plate and Die set, and that was gifted to me from Spellbinders, so thank you very much to Spellbinders for sharing that with me. And I also just wanted to take a second to say the reason you're going to see 3 of the exact same card is because a lot of times when I bring a new item into my craft room, the first thing I like to do with it is just to play with it. I sit down and just have fun with it without the intention of creating a finished final project or card, just taking some time to figure out, how does this work? How do these parts go together? What techniques work with this and what don't? And I find that helps me to then create a finished card, but without having all of the pressure of, oh, whatever I do, it has to be perfect. And it's just a fun way to play with your supplies and to learn about them. And I'm still relatively new to press plates, so I wanted to see what inks and other items do I already own in my stash that I could mix with this new supply to spread my stash even further, and really make it stretch. And that's how we ended up on 3 of the exact same card, kind of. You'll see what I mean in a second when I show you the cards. Okay, so let me flip the camera around and let's get into this project share. So for the cards I'm showing you today, this is the Spellbinders Martini Mood Press Plate and Die set. It has this really cute image, this press plate of a girl in a martini glass, and she's also sipping on a martini, and I thought that was so cute. And then it also has a whole bunch of sentiments that you press them all at the same time, and then you die cut them all at the same time. And I love one and done like sentiment sets like this where you can get a whole bunch of sentiments at once. So that's one of the reasons I was drawn to this set. Then also there's a coordinating die set to cut out the girl in that martini glass. So I'm still relatively new to using the BetterPress machine. So when I got this, the first thing I wanted to do was just like keep things simple. So I grabbed some Canson XL watercolor paper, and I also, when I purchased my BetterPress machine, I purchased the Spellbinders BetterPress ink in the color black. So this is the only BetterPress ink color that I own. Spellbinders does have a whole bunch of other colors, but at the time I was like, well, maybe I can try using the inks I already have so I can spend more of my crafty budget on fun dyes and stamps instead of on ink. That was my thinking at the time. But because I know the BetterPress ink is formulated to work with the press plates, I was like, let's go ahead and give that a spin first. So that's what I did. I just took a sheet of my Canson XL paper and I pressed them. And I was really happy with how this turned out. I thought look at those sentiments. They're so crisp, So I really liked the way they turned out. I thought the image was like super detailed. So I was very happy with this. And I think I did 2 or 3 sheets of the black ink because I had everything out, so why not? And then I was like, okay, well, let me experiment with using some other colors. So I looked through my stash, and one color that I've really been into lately is this Grapefruit from Concord and 9th. Now, this is just a typical dye ink. These are not formulated to work with the BetterPress or anything like that, but I figured why not give it a try and see how it turns out. And I did the exact same thing. I pressed a sheet just like this using my Grapefruit ink. And then I also decided to press a sheet using the Stampin' Up ink in the color Early Espresso. I'm pretty sure I got this at a thrift store. I do not know if this is a discontinued color or not, but it's just a dark brown Stampin' Up ink. And again, Stampin' Up inks, just regular dye inks. Both of these inks are water reactive. So I had my little sheets, and then I was kind of like, okay, well, let me figure out what I can do with these. But the very first thing I noticed, we're going to get to card number 1 now. These images, like the BetterPress images, there's something about them that's just so gorgeous and detailed. I think you don't have to add extra things to them. So the first card, I was like, I'm not adding anything extra. I pressed the girl and the sentiments from this Grapefruit ink. I cut them out with the coordinating dies. I did want an interesting background, so I took another piece of Canson XL watercolor paper, and I embossed it with the Spellbinders all wrapped up 3D embossing folder that you see here. I loved the way that looked. It added some texture, but like still kept it clean and simple. So that was card number 1. And both the girl and the sentiment, I hope you can see that, are popped up onto some foam tape. So they have a little bit of dimension. Also, I think the sentiments in this set are just a little bit different from what you normally see, and I think they're really funny. Like, let's skip today and try again tomorrow. This card is also a fan, which is so funny to me because when I do craft shows, people often catch me on like hot days in the summer using my cards to fan myself. So, you know, still you, just hotter. Cheers to sprinkles, wrinkles, and tinkles. Like, I just think they're funny sentiments. So that's another reason I was drawn to the set. So I picked Still You, Just Hotter. I thought, you know, it's a very clean and simple card, but because the image is just so fun and detailed, I thought it made for a really nice, impressive card. So that was card number 1. Okay, now for card number 2, this is the one I used, the Stampin' Up! Early Espresso. And you can see it's essentially the exact same card in a different ink color. But with this one, I really wanted the liquid to look like liquid. So I thought, oh, well, I will just grab my sparkle pen. I happen to use this Spectrum Noir sparkle pen. So I grabbed my sparkle pen and I just put it all over the water. And because this is a water reactive ink, it did spread the ink color around, but I didn't mind that at all. I thought that looked cute because now it kind of looks like she's sitting in an espresso martini, which I thought was really fun. And then another way I decided to take this one up a notch was by adding some gems. And these gems are the Spellbinders Color Essential Smoky Topaz gems. And I really liked the way that those looked. I thought they played well with the brown on the card. So that was card number 2. I hope the camera's picking up all of that sparkle in the martini glass, but I thought that was really fun. So for card number 3, I thought it would be really fun to watercolor. Now I should mention, I think I tossed it, unfortunately. I did try water and coloring with one of the brown versions that I stamped out, and it did not look good because the ink was smearing all over the place in areas I didn't want it to. But I thought, you know what? I still have the panels I did with the black BetterPress ink, and you'll notice on the ink it says that it is waterproof. So I was like, perfect. Once it's dry, I can probably watercolor it. And that worked out perfectly. So that is what I did. I went ahead and watercolored that images just using inks in my stash. And it was so easy to watercolor, you guys, because the lines do most of the detail work for you. So then you just have to fill in with color. So, you know, I did her skin, her pants. I put some gray on the glass, and then I put like a green in for the liquid and some brown for her hair. It was very easy to color in, and it went very fast. And I liked the idea of sparkle in the glass from the brown card. So I added sparkle, but I also decided to go over everything with a little bit of Deco Art Triple Thick. You could also use glossy accents, but this is what I prefer to use. And I just used a paintbrush to put on a very thin layer, but it makes it like shiny, like it's a real glass. And I thought that was so fun. And for this version of the card, since I decided to make the liquid green, because I was kind of thinking like a dirty martini, you know, I decided to go with some green color essential gems. And so that was card number 3. And so like I said, when I made these 3 cards, it wasn't my intention to like, oh, let's do 3 stepped up versions. It's just, I was playing around with my inks. I pressed the images and the sentiments in a variety of different inks and different colors. And then I was trying to see what can I do with everything. And this is what I ended up with. So if you don't like a lot of fuss on your cards, you could totally press your image, stick it on a card, and be good to go. You could add a little something something with some sparkle and some gems. And if you want to go all out, you could fully watercolor the image. So there we have it. Those are the 3 cards that I made using the Martini Mood press plate and die set from Spellbinders. I hope this video was helpful, and I really hope it inspires you to play with the items in your stash and to figure out how you can mix and match your new supplies with your old supplies to stretch your stash even further. If you enjoyed this video, please do me a favor and give it a thumbs up. That helps me so much with the YouTube algorithm, and it helps to grow our crafty community here. And if you liked this video and you want to see all the videos I post, then be sure to subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell so that you get notified when I post new videos. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in another video soon. Bye!